Going through my little examples of, I mean, mostly times when I didn't say something or felt that I couldn't say something.
Yeah.
It was, oh, I've only been here less than 6 months. How
Yes.
can I do it? Or, oh, the person who, you know, is doing whatever is, that runs contrary to my values is so super senior to me. How could I do this? And I want to know, even, I guess this is almost the pre-how, how do you get at getting beyond those barriers to get to the how I'm going to approach this?
Yeah, and actually those are exactly how issues. I mean, those are right on target, and I'm so glad you asked them. And there's different ways that we've tried to address those things. So the first thing, you talked about two different things. One was that you were more junior in the organization, you were newer, is that right?
Or one was just, oh, I've only been here 6 months.
You've only been here 6 months. That someone's more senior than you, yeah. So one of the things we learned on that level issue, senior versus junior, is that when we talk to people who were very junior in an organization or very new in an organization, they would say, well, I don't have any authority, I haven't built up relationships here yet, I don't have credibility and legitimacy here yet, I'm too junior, I have too much at risk. If I were more senior, if I was a CEO, I can set policy, I could do these things, but right now it's too risky for someone at my level in the organization or my short tenure. And then we would talk to people very senior, CEOs and C-suite people, and they would say, I have a lot of people depending on me. I would like to act on my values, but I know that the impact of my doing so there's a lot of pressures on me. It's very risky for me to take this. If I were more junior in the organization, I would have less at stake, and I could do this. So we were kind of hearing, and then we'd talk to people in the middle, and they'd say, I'm getting squeezed from both sides. So what we learned is that those were all true. All of those reasons were true, right? But we nevertheless found people at every level who found ways to do it. And so what we started to realize is that you have different degrees of freedom, you have different constraints, and you have different levers you can pull depending on where you are in the organization. There's always something you can do, but it's going to be very different. And so we tried to intentionally create case examples at every level. So we have the CFO who's able to make a policy decision to address issues. But we also have the undergraduate or the recent graduate from an undergraduate accounting program who is working for an organization that's fudging their numbers, who is addressing it in a very different way. The way he addressed it was by presenting himself as a learner and by asking questions that no one else was asking, And so what we found is that there's always something you can do. The other thing we found is that it's rarely, if ever, standing up and giving an impassioned little speech, okay? That tends not to work. The people that we found who did this effectively found ways to understand what was at stake for everyone involved, not because it was going to change their reaction, like, oh, now I know what's at stake for you, and so I'm going to change, but more because they understood that maybe they could come up with an argument that would be more persuasive because they understood what the need was.